Soundcraft and STUDER design and manufacture a wide range of audio mixers for live events, recording, broadcast. In the theatre market, we make a range of consoles from our analogue desks through the new digital SI series and VI series up to the flagship STUDER Vista series. We've been working with theatres around the world for a number of years, from small provincial theatres right up to the high-profile theatres. Currently, there's a STUDER Vista 5 running the show for West Side Story on Broadway in New York, and recently was running the Roadshow musical in New York as well. In London, the Soundcraft VI6 was used on the recent Shall We Dance performance, and the VI6 was also used in New York on the Waiting for Godot revival. Technology is moving along, and we're all looking at replacing the older, smaller analogue consoles with a digital equivalent, and Soundcraft has a roadmap which includes developing digital products at many price levels. Generally, audiences expect higher quality nowadays. They're used to it in CDs, they're used to it in surround systems. They know what good sound is nowadays, and they know if something sounds wrong.
I certainly think that audience expectations are becoming an awful lot higher, what with the exposure that, that people have to let's say, large-scale concerts on TV, or even going out and seeing large-scale concerts. You go to the West End, any of that sort of thing.
Well, I think as time goes on, the critique of the general audience is always being magnified and amplified. So therefore, yes, I would say that it is more important as time goes on to vastly improve the quality of the audio and all theatrical aspects that we give to our audience, you know, as they become more critical in this sort of media age.
The VI series was Soundcraft's first adventure into digital consoles, working closely with our sister company STUDER, who developed the Vistonics system. Vistonics is a touchscreen-based system which mimics an analog console interface, and so has become very familiar and friendly to engineers around the world. The Vistonics uses encoders built into a touchscreen, which allows you to touch and access any parameters for those channels instantly without having to go through complicated menus and computer screens to get to it.
What's great about the way the Soundcraft and the STUDER are set up is that you do all your changes at the channel input strip or the output strip, but you do it at the channel strip, which is totally like the experience when you're mixing on an analog board. And what is great about that is that when things start to go wrong, or you're dealing with a director who wants something to happen very, very quickly, the board makes it very easy to make changes and work in real time without having to really concentrate about, oh, what layer do I have to go to on the computer monitor to make the changes that I want to make.
The SI series is an ideal upgrade for provincial theatres wanting to go from analog to digital. It's easy to drop in and install because it's a direct cable replacement. It's easy to learn, the user interface is very simple, it sounds great, and it has a multitude of inputs and outputs which pretty well will cover almost any performance going into a small or medium theatre. One of the things that Soundcraft and STUDER pride themselves on is the user interface with our consoles. We try very hard to make an interface that analog engineers will become very familiar with, all the way through the ranges, SI series, VI series, up to the STUDER Vista series. Engineers are comfortable and can learn it in minutes because they can understand exactly what's going on with the desk. It's the digital equivalent of analog as far as it's gone. When we were developing the SI3, we worked very closely with a local theatre to Soundcraft here in Potters Bar. The Williots Theatre have an SI3 installed there, and it's perfect for their venue as it's a multi-purpose venue. So they have a lot of different performances coming through, and the SI3 fits nicely into that. One
of the major things that I like as a digital desk is that throughout a performance you move from scene to scene and you have a whole variety of needs in each of those separate scenes, whereas before you may have to quickly turn around, change things on various different bits of equipment that you've got outside. What you would do on a desk like this, as opposed to sit and change everything every single night, every single show, over and over and over again, you would during your technical weeks and perhaps even before, program up the desk so that you had a basic understanding of what was going to be happening during the show. So from vocal pieces to sung pieces to fully orchestrated pieces where you need none of the microphones on. But you can program a lot of that out beforehand and then make a lot of the finer detail changes once you actually get into the live environment with your actors and performers.
Sound quality in a theatre comes from several places. Obviously, the engineer has a crucial role in making it sound right. The speaker system has to be good to reproduce what's coming through the amplifiers from the signal chain. But the console sound can make such a difference. The sound of the console itself is a very prime part of that. But the sound engineer's job in a theatrical production is to concentrate on the sound, not get bogged down in the technology. And that's something that we try to do with our console, is to allow the engineer to be creative. The user interface is important so that he can get to any channels that he needs to in a hurry, and that he can make the sound experience for the audience. He needs to involve the audience in the production. That's his job. His job is not to play with the technology. His job is to make it a performance that the audience will remember.
A sound engineer is a vital part of any production, essentially amplifying the sound that you hear on stage, sounds that you wouldn't perhaps be able to hear in the audience, and regulating those sounds that may be overbearing otherwise.
The quality of the mic pre's on the Vista, there was so little issue with phasing and reflection. I mean, I still sometimes can't believe the quality of the sound that we get, given how close the actors are when they sing that song that's so famous that everybody wants to make sure they hear every word and every note of that song.
We like to think our consoles are separated by three fundamental things. User interface. We want to make it easy for people to move from analog to digital and to be able to use in a live situation where speed is important. Sound quality, which is very important in whatever live environment you're in. And the fact that we have integrated effects and processing, which comes from world leaders like our sister companies Lexicon and BSS. The future of sound in live productions has several areas in which it can still go. Loudspeaker systems are getting more compact. Microphone systems, wireless microphone systems in particular, are going digital, which brings benefits in transmission quality. And processing and amplifier technology is getting smaller all the time. So there's one element is the size, two is the reliability and the clarity of transmission of sound. There are still many areas and probably still some surprises to come in the sound area. For any small or medium theatre looking to upgrade now, even if they're happy with their existing system, the technology move to digital has brought so many advantages and would bring them advantages in their own environment. The resettability, the recallability, the compact footprint, the sound quality, and the fact that you've got integrated processing means you're putting in a system that will last you another 10, 15 years at least, and will keep the audiences happy because you'll be able to concentrate far more efficiently on giving them a good sound. One
of the great things about these products, the Studer and the Soundcraft, is that their footprint is so small. In the theater, you don't have to kill very many seats in the orchestra. Therefore, it makes producers extremely happy.